Sophie Cunningham shares what to expect in WNBA playoffs after police confrontation. Back on June 17, when the Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark was being forced around by the Connecticut Sun, Sophie Cunningham made sure she sent a message by pushing Sun's Jacy Sheldon down to the ground. And so, she became the team's enforcer. Her one aim, helping her teammates like she always has. Although she is out for the season with a knee injury, she is making sure her presence is felt even from the sidelines, even if it means almost confronting the security with 4:13 left in the third quarter and Atlanta's possession. Dream's Alicia Gray made her way to the top of the arc. However, Naz Hillman's pass went over Gray's head and Fever's Odyssey Sims made a steal. As the latter quickly made her way downhill and went for a layup, Gray clashed into the Fever WNBA, one in an attempt to block the shot. When the game stopped to review a possible upgrade to a flagrant foul, what caught everyone's attention was the presence of Atlanta's security blocking Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark's path to reach Sims. While the security gestured the two Fever stars to go away, they did not flinch. However, it is to be noted that they did not have any interaction with them either. The most Cunningham did was nod to the security, suggesting that she won't move beyond their side of the court. As Sims walked to the Fever bench, they all returned to take their seats as well. Although she didn't say anything this time, Cunningham isn't sticking to the rule going into the semifinals against the Las Vegas Aces. In fact, on her podcast, Show Me Something, she confessed, "I'm there just to kind of talk sums to the refs, talk sums to the other team, really pour into my teammates for real. Like I want them to be confident because that's when everyone's at their best, and it's just more fun. Like we get to dribble basketball for a living, and so we embrace and enjoy where we're at." Fever has now taken down Atlanta with a David vs. Goliath-esque 87-85 triumph. Hinting at what the Aces matchup can look like, the Fever enforcer added, "With that said, we are going into a very crazy environment with the Aces. They have been on a heater. We have a tough task ahead of us, but I will say we're the underdogs. The pressure is all on them. And so, I think how we defended, the things we did in the regular season is going to be huge. And then now we just have so many new players that like a lot of people haven't seen in a long time. I'm actually kind of feeling good about it and excited for it." Earlier in Game 2's Atlanta, it was Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham poking at the refs and opponents. The duo turned onto the officials in unison, animatedly signaling what they believed was an obvious travel by an Atlanta player. So, gear up, Fever fans. More moments like the Atlanta police confrontation might be there. Well, doing so is on brand for Sophie Cunningham. The 29-year-old has always said she feels the referees allow rough play towards star players without adequate protection. And that's what she plans to do, even though she'll be on the bench for the Las Vegas game. However, the Fever enforcer is optimistic that her team can take down the Aces because history is on their side, no matter the Aces' 17-game win streak. In the regular season, the Fever overshadowed the Aces twice in their 3 showdowns. One was a 10-point win, while the other was a 27-point thrashing. Las Vegas did manage a win in the end. However, it was a close call with a 3-possession win of 81-89. And the team has managed to somewhat shut down A'ja Wilson. The Aces' marquee player was still able to score against the Fever with an average of 24.3 points in their 3 matchups, but Boston and Howard were holding their guard under the rim. The South Carolina alums' rebounds were reduced from a regular season average of 10.2 to only 5.3 when she played against the Fever. In fact, Wilson could only collect 1 O-board that 2 in their final regular season meeting. However, with almost a new Indiana roster facing the Aces, it can go sideways really quickly. It will all depend on how Fever navigates through strategies and puts defensive stops on A'ja Wilson. And through it all, the injured Indiana bench, led by Sophie Cunningham, will be there to cheer them on. Interestingly, she's found another way to keep Fever hopes up, although in a bit of an NSFW way. In the September 19 episode of her podcast, Show Me Something, Cunningham revealed that she often gets bizarre fan mail. The latest one included a request from someone who wanted her to autograph blown-up bikini photos and send them back for display at his workplace. Instead of entertaining the idea, Cunningham decided to flip the script. She explained that she collected those photos herself and turned them into a gag gift for the Fever staff, complete